All right, filler for intro music. They're just no response. This is episode
2.
God,
I was waiting for the intro music to start.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. This is episode
2
of CuzWords. Today's date is Sunday, July 20th.
Yeah, first Sunday episode.
Yeah, first Sunday episode. Didn't get anything out on Saturday yesterday. Michael had something he had to go through, but also
we went to see The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. I believe it's been mentioned before that Michael's a little bit of a theater nerd. He went to go see a live production in Montgomery, right?
Yeah, it was good. I was pretty impressed. You know, I've seen multiple iterations of The Wizard of Oz, but they did a really good job, and I have a crush on the Tin Man from it.
The Tin Man.
The Tin Man. He was really good. He was fantastic.
Okay. All right. Well, Michael, I knew it was going to happen eventually. I mean, you've been in theater your whole life.
I have a crush on his abilities on stage.
Okay, so you just think he was a good actor.
Yes, but if I was a woman, it would be different feelings.
And this is something you want to take your wife to go see, huh?
Yeah, I told her. I said, he's really good.
You didn't feel intimidated or demasculated because he was a better stage actor than you?
No.
I probably wouldn't either. So Michael is probably gonna seem a little slow today because he just devoured an entire Domino's pizza.
It was good. It was a Cali chicken bacon ranch from Domino's and the handmade pan. And I was starting a fast the second I finished it for a 2-day fast roughly. So I felt like I can kill the whole pizza and it won't be a big deal.
Sure. Well, that's in for a Giddens. That's average.
That's nothing. That's light work for us.
It's in a medium even. But I saw that he had the medium box. I immediately assumed this was going to be a stuffed crust pizza, because the stuffed crust pizza, in my personal opinion, is far superior to the handmade pan. The handmade pan is simply nothing more than just extra dough thrown in and it's all filler. There's no substance.
I probably agree that the stuffed crust at Domino's is better than the handmade pan, but the handmade pan's good too, and it's also quite a bit cheaper than the stuffed crust.
Well, did you use the app to order it?
Yeah, and I used a coupon too.
Okay, there are coupons for the stuffed crust as well.
Oh, I mean, Domino's has a lot of coupons. I was so hungry I didn't feel like reading all of them. I just found one that applied to what I wanted and rolled with it. I saved like $4, I think.
Did you go to the Domino's closer here or the one a little bit further away?
I went to the Domino's in Cahaba Heights.
In Cahaba Heights?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Can't say I've ever even been to that one. There's about 3 between here and there.
There's a million probably between here and there.
Well,
and everywhere.
Here in our small town that we record out of, there's Domino's is pretty much one of the only restaurants.
You got if you count, we're basically like 2 towns together. Essentially, it's what it feels like. We live in the 2 separate towns, but we see each other regularly enough that it kind of feels like one larger.
I'm just describing
town.
Where we record out of. Yeah.
And we got 2 Domino's. We've got a Little Caesars. We've got a Pizza Hut, and those are just the chains. There's also like small businesses, small establishments that also sell pizza. What's your favorite out of all of them?
No, out of all of them,
yeah,
it's going to be Domino's. The other, it is unfortunate because I do like to support local business, but for the price and the quality, it's unmatched. I don't blame the restaurants for it. I blame the residents of where we live because their work ethic just isn't there. And Domino's is going to be able to pay better, and so they're going to be able to hire the better pizza makers. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Domino's is probably the best of the chains, but I'll put Giovanni's deep dish as the number 1 pizza for me around here.
Giovanni's deep dish?
Yeah.
Even that's gone down in quality over the last couple
I hadn't
of
had
years.
it in a while, but the last time I had it for my birthday, and it was good then.
Yeah.
So
don't get me wrong, it's a good pizza, and it's the only place you can get meatballs on a pizza around here. And do you remember back in college place we used to go.
Oh yeah, Pizza Schmitza.
Yeah, an Oregon chain that somehow found its way into Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah, only locations in Oregon and Washington State, and then a random one in Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely
It was
fantastic.
like Sbarro-sized slices, but they had more to them, and they had a lot more options than your Sbarro mall chain.
That was actually how I found out that I was allergic to mushrooms. Or not allergic. You can call it an allergy, but mushrooms give me migraines.
I'm mushroom intolerant in terms of my stomach, but I still eat them.
Yeah. Well, that used to be my cheat meal. Every Friday, I would get a spaghetti and meatball pizza from Pizza Schmitza, and I would have mushrooms on it. And that was my go-to cheat meal.
And every Friday you had a migraine.
And then every Saturday I would wake up with a migraine, thinking I was allergic to pizza or something. One day they forgot to put the mushrooms on it and noticed I didn't have a migraine. Or either that or I forgot to wear the mushrooms, something like that. And that's how I found out. I was like, wow, shoot. Because I like mushrooms. I love the taste of mushrooms. I think I love the texture. Everything about it is a pizza topping. I'm not a big fan of eating them directly. Remember that one time you cooked stuffed mushrooms? And then you're like, dude, you just got to have one. I had a horrible migraine the next day because they're sitting there. You're tempting me with stuffed mushrooms that you bought from Publix or something, and
They were good.
Yeah, they were very good. But
and it's weird because mushrooms, depends on the type of mushroom that you're consuming. Some mushrooms have good beneficial effects. Not the mushrooms that they typically put on pizza.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the, they're high in fiber,
Yeah.
right? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
Very, very high in fiber.
high in fiber. And they give and I think there's even some
Can clear your head if you're having a migraine.
I think I understand what you're saying now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Michael and his degeneracy from past.
Well, there's plenty of studies out there now that say that those type of things are very good for mental health and stuff, and people are pushing for it to be regulated, and that might be a bad thing in the end.
Not the state of Alabama, I can tell you that.
No, the state of Alabama is definitely against everything except Governor Meemaw's moonshine.
That's right. Yeah. And the
Does that have to be bleeped? Is that a bleep?
No. Why?
Okay, I don't know. Is it okay to call our fearless leader Governor Meemaw?
Well, just to clarify, you're talking about the governor of Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. No, not with her and her raids on hemp stores that she issued from the Alabama Attorney General's office here recently.
She's just inspired by all the raiding that's going on around the country. She wanted to partake in it in her own way. So instead of icing people, she iced businesses.
No, but then did you see the ICE raids that happened on the chain?
Oh
of
yeah,
El Patron?
we're icing in the state now, aren't we?
But the El Patron stuff was crazy. It's like 12 locations. They sent in ICE to all of them. It's kind of wild. They actually did find some interesting stuff there, though. But I don't blame them. I don't think that the workers really had much to do with it. I do think the businesses may have been, well, from what they've said, the businesses may have been involved in some money laundering stuff for some drug stuff. But I don't think that the guy in the kitchen cooking the delicious tacos had much to do with
He was the mastermind behind it all.
No,
Have you seen Breaking Bad? He probably was.
No, the owner is still on the run, from what I understand. Or the guy that was the registered agent on the from the secretary, to the Secretary of State.
The Gustavo Fring.
Yeah, no, I guess he. We don't know the extent of it. I'm sure more details will come out probably before this is even released. But it's very interesting. Talking about something like that, I want to make a clarification to something I said last time. We did a little educational segment where we were talking about, you said you used the term gypped.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said that could be offensive to gypsies. Well, and you'll have to pardon our southern ignorance. We actually don't have a lot of Romani people around, and evidently the term gypsy is in fact a slur towards Romani people.
How long has that probably been a slur too? Because I definitely can't keep up with New Age moderation, New Age political correctness, but I mean that's probably been one, hasn't it? That's probably been like since before I was born.
Sure. Well,
politically incorrect.
That's probably how long most slurs have been around, is since before you were born.
Yeah, but there's definitely some things that are newer, don't you think, that have become bad things to say since we were born?
I can't think of any, and I don't know if I'm going to ask you to.
I'm not going to say them. I'm not going to say them. I mean,
Okay,
I don't want to.
okay.
I've already said one thing that I shouldn't have said, and I didn't know I was saying it. But I'm definitely not going to say the things that I know I already shouldn't say.
Okay, yeah, that's probably good.
Unless, I mean, I could pretend to. I could just, say like, and you.
He's literally just stopping himself. We're not editing any of this. He's just making.
Should I edit the bleeps in later, or just leave it like I did it?
Just leave it. Well, I mean, I know you're very bleep heavy, and you like to do that because that's the only thing we know how to do. And so you've been throwing the bleeps in, and you like adding those.
I like adding the bleeps.
But no, I think you could.
I want to do a Mad Lib segment where instead of saying whatever a Mad Lib is, we just bleep it. You know Mad Libs, right?
No, what's remind me?
So Mad Libs is like you got a story, but you've got a blank space, and then you ask a person to fill in the blank spaces with, like a noun or a plural food or an adverb or some type of, some grammatical choice of their own accord, and then you put it into the story, and then you read the story based on their responses.
Okay.
And see how wacky and crazy the story can get. But instead of that, we just put bleeps in.
You want to just put bleeps in?
Yeah.
Instead of a mad.
Inside of a Mad Lib.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you didn't even want to just fill it out.
I don't want to fill it out. I
just want the blank spaces to be.
Yeah, let the listener use their creative imagination.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a potential segment at some point.
Episode 1137.
Okay, all right. If we get a true following, they're going to hold you to that. But that's also good grief. That would be
how far
20
down
years.
Yeah. If you do 52 episodes a year, because we're at the pace of one episode a week right now.
I can't imagine that all 52 weeks a year we'd be doing something. I mean, I'd like to maybe take a break for at least a week or something.
Yeah, here and there.
Or we'd record 2 in a week and then.
And so look, I know it's going to be that sometimes we got to record on a random weekday. It's just inevitable, especially with a kid coming. That's probably like Saturdays and Sundays is prime time to actually, play with my kid and have fun with my family versus the weekdays when you're
what's
slaving away at work.
What's the plan with that? I know. So Michael, I don't even know if we brought this up, but Michael and his wife are opting to not know the gender of the baby, so they don't know in case.
And there's so many possibilities of what the baby could be in this day and age. It's really leaving it up to chance, not finding out.
I wanted to ask you a question. What is your plan for training them to become an MLG pro? At what age do you start having them play games?
Well, I'm gonna put a controller in front of them from the second they can talk, so I make sure they're calling out, and then
that's a very important part.
And then once they failed like I did, I'll eventually buy them a 50 for their birthday.
Well, you've got a so we grew up in the SNES and then Nintendo 64 era, right? So we're playing games. I mean, we're like the controllers evolved along with our ability to play. Are you going to have them go back and play some of those old school classic games? Because in my mind, the way that you would train a kid to be good at video games like we were is to sit them down in front of the games that are impossible, like unless you grind it. I think back to Donkey Kong Country, right, when we were kids. Like some of those levels are really hard. Took.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my father used to play. That was my father got out of video games when there were 2 joysticks. That's the best way to put it. So he played all the way up till N64 era, and then stopped. He did pick it back up with the VR stuff, but
yeah, he likes the VR stuff. He brought the VR stuff over one time. He was playing
he's always trying to get me to play mini golf with him.
His mini golf game, yeah.
Yeah, he bought me a VR headset with him for Christmas one year. It does not get a lot of use.
Which the crazy thing, I mean, obviously, people listening, they in all likelihood understand mini golf, putt-putt golf, and the object there. But what that game had was like little hidden balls throughout the courses, right, that you had to go and find.
Right.
And your dad had found like all of them practically.
Oh, he made it a challenge. It's
like that was the fun part of the game to him at that point, because he'd already mastered the golf courses themselves. Then he was just, I got to go find all these hidden balls.
And I'll tell you another thing. But we got to get back to the topic on training kids on how to play. But with that, like he got it to a point where there's a really interesting mechanic where all of the balls that you've ever found are going to be organized in a specific way. But you have to, like, if you click on one, it like goes back to the front. And so he wanted them all in a specific order. So one day I got on there and on his before we started playing together, and I just started clicking all of his, like, checking out all the balls, and they'd all go back to him. He'd be like, stop it, I've got those organized the way I want them. There's like the 300 balls there. Evidently he'd spent a good amount of time sitting there organizing them so they're in the exact order that he wanted them. It's actually pretty funny. But
I wonder how much time he spent doing that.
Oh, it's easily an hour's worth of effort just to get them organized, with the lack of mechanics to really just like drag and drop how you want them. I don't know.
I wonder how much time he spent total in that game.
Oh, good amount of time. He plays it with some of his buddies too. He's got like if you ask him which course on either the easy mode or the hard mode, he'll probably be able to tell you his par. Like he's dove into that like we spent time at Halo 3.
You think if you just told him the name of the course, then he could do it blindfolded because he already knows the layout?
I mean, I don't think he could do it blindfolded. That would be really difficult because you got to move around the course. You got to hit the ball. You got to know where your ball is.
Yeah, but somebody else can be watching on the screen to like kind of guide him.
I bet you he could, from a starting position, make the first stroke blindfolded.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were some of them. He'll get on there and he gets tickled at me trying to do some of the holes. He wanted to be there with me for the first time I did some of the holes because he did, and then he's also gosh, it's a whole other thing I want to talk about too. But he's also spent money on the microtransactions so he can unlock new courses that are paid courses. But I think, circling back to the kids thing, I think the trick is to sit them and let them play some of the older games, the games where you had to learn. I feel like I actually learned life lessons out of some of those.
Yeah, never give up.
Well, or, just understanding that if you are determined and you try hard enough, you can get something done.
Yeah, don't be afraid of failure initially because you gotta learn from your mistakes. Right. I think a good idea is just to put like one of the Dark Souls in front of your kid and just all right, you got this.
Dark Souls.
Yeah,
you got to find a game they're interested in though. I think side scrollers are great. I think side scrollers is probably the way to at least get them started because it doesn't take as much input. You don't have to have the spatial awareness. Something like Dark Souls would be a little bit, maybe when they're like getting to be like 9 or 10, but you can sit a 4 or 5-year-old in front of Donkey Kong Country.
What's interesting now is like coordination, cooperation, multiplayer games online can be helpful in that respect. And when we were kids, that was kind of a scary place for you to send your child because every game said this may change. The rating may change based on online play because not a lot of moderation happened in chat rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now there's a lot more because people report you, people get banned, you can lose your ability to play. If you're not cordial and nicer than in our era. I mean think about back to the Halo 3 post-game lobbies or the
Or
Call of Duty
Halo 2,
lobbies.
Call of Duty.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you heard some wild stuff that you'd never heard before in real life.
Oh, if my parents weren't home, I was probably participating.
Yeah.
But not because we meant the things that we were saying, but just because that was just the culture.
Yeah, I really wasn't. I mean, I would on occasion, but it was more likely if I was with people I knew. I wasn't the type of person to just start lashing out at a random stranger on the internet.
Oh, I was just retaliatory only.
Yeah.
Right. Like I never punched threw the first punch.
Yeah, I just don't. That's something I wouldn't want to expose my kid to, but because that's less rampant now than it used to be. You can put your kid into a multiplayer environment, and I think that can teach them some things down the road. I mean,
a cooperative,
being a good teammate,
and you
learn
got to
work with others.
You got to also remember that we came up when we wanted to play a multiplayer game when we were kids. We had to be sitting beside each other to do it, and nowadays, on top of that, and then like the first several, like maybe first 5 or 6 years of online play, there was no such thing as party chat. There was no Discord.
Yeah.
There was no, let me invite somebody into a party. I think that right there is a lot of what kind of killed the cooperative experience with games.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to who you're playing with anymore because there's so many avenues. I mean,
because you just talk to your friend who's
playing a
sucked
different
into
game.
A random like single player game, right? You couldn't even chat with people if you were in a single player game back in the day.
Yeah, like for instance, one of the games that I like playing a lot these days is the Finals, which is a multiplayer game, first-person shooter. But anytime I get the chance to play it, unless I'm playing with somebody I know, I'm just muting my teammates. I don't want to hear somebody playing music through their mic in my ear,
right.
Or I don't want to hear people yelling out, like that aren't on the mic but in the same room as that person. And sometimes I just don't want to hear the person themselves. They're annoying from the get-go. So I can just remove myself from that experience right off the bat. Most of the time I will.
I may be wrong about this, but it felt to me like back in the day there was a little bit more of a mutual respect for people that were playing online. The majority of people that were playing online it wasn't the average person just couldn't just plug in an Xbox and get it set up. You had to be a little bit tech savvy.
Yeah.
And you were more
not much, but just enough. And now it's very, very easy access.
It's super easy to get up and running. I mean, you can probably pull up a couple of games that you can play with your.
Bless me.
Yeah, Gesundheit. We'll hopefully
that's the first sneeze or like cough or.
Yeah, see, I make an effort to hold
hiccup. How do you hold it in? See, if I hold it in, I feel like it's going. All the energy that I'm generating is going to a different part of my body.
Yeah. Put that into your voice.
No, but I'm saying like that explosive energy is going somewhere else.
Well, we haven't had any laughs so far this time. You could try laughing at a couple of jokes or something.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing on the inside.
That's right.
Or the silent laughing.
You're silent laughing. Okay. With folks in online, back then, I think there was a level of mutual respect. Like we're all the people that at school, if we talked about what we're doing right now, we would get bullied. There was that level of like we're all nerds here.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You're not jock's not jumping onto Halo or Call of Duty and playing something.
Video games are much more widespread accepted than they were, when we were in school. You got like professional athletes that are, all about, when they're not in their season, they're in their off season, or sometimes just, when they've got a lull within their season, they go home and play whatever popular games are out and stream it on Twitch. And like, that wasn't happening back in the day. Like, if you found out that anybody played games in like at school, you're like, oh, we gotta talk. Hey, it's like you're doing a drug deal or something. Like you're like, come to my locker and we can talk about Halo.
Yeah.
Like what in the world? And now it's like you got kids literally doing Fortnite dances to each other that don't even play the game.
Oh, the local high school has an esports team.
Oh yeah, you can get a scholarship to go to a higher level of education from playing a video game.
Which we would have probably both qualified for if that had been a thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm willing to bet that if there was an organized like esports league back in the day, we could have both jumped on that.
Yeah, but and you gotta give fair credit to the kids that are making it now. Is like the talent pool is greater because more people are playing games. Like when we were in school, it's like okay, maybe 25% play games. That's what it felt like to me. Like 1 out of 4 people were like really a gamer. And now it's like all these kids have video games. Some might be more casual than not, but like it's pretty rare that you're like, oh, I'm not into that. Like they're playing some type of video game.
What are your thoughts on your kid purchasing microtransactions? You get your son or daughter comes up to you and says, I really, really want this skin in a game that's going to be irrelevant in 3 years.
I probably let them get occasionally, but obviously they don't have access to my credit card or anything like that. Any of my banking information, I'm not just going to give that to them, especially at a young age. And it's not going to be a ask for it and you get it every time. It's going to be a ask for it and you might get it this time, and it's going to depend upon the price. If they're wanting a $5 skin, that's a lot more likely than a $25 skin. $25 microtransaction's gonna, you get that once. You might get that Christmas. You might get that on your birthday. But
I think I would have the hard rule of if you can't hold it in your hand, you can't buy it. I think if it's not.
But then you can't even get the game because the game's digital at this point.
Okay, all right. With the exception of
that's why they don't understand. That's why kids are like, "Oh, I can just buy all these things online because the game itself is online from the start." So they don't value the physical presence of the possession that they bought.
You were a big proponent of physical games. For
the
longest, I think you kind of.
I would still get them if there's just maybe if you got a much larger house than I do, you can just buy things and just store them wherever. But like between the two of us and about to be 3 of us at home, there's just not a lot of storage space.
Right.
So I can't just have video game copies of every single video game and DVD and whatever else that we all have, and then where are we going to put all these things?
On top of that, they're not even worth much anymore. When you bought an original Xbox game, the game was on that disc. Nowadays, when you buy a disc, it's just like a license key.
Yeah.
It's basically you're still buying the digital copy. You just have something.
Because they got to update their game every week. Because nobody puts out a real finished product anymore.
We can absolutely get into that. How any initial release is just beta testing.
Yeah.
You remember
Fortnite's still in beta, by the way.
I think that has something to do with a loophole.
Yeah. Well, that means they can. I think something with their updates. They are allowed to put updates out without proper checks being done by Microsoft, Sony, whatever else. Like they can just pump something out and it's going to get cleared because they're still beta.
That's I think I've read something about that. Remember,
I don't play Fortnite anymore, by the way. Fortnite's just an easy example for like what we were talking about, but like I was probably in our friend group the longest. I stuck with Fortnite longer than anybody else, but eventually I got tired of it too.
We played what first season?
No, we were in on it at the jump when it was nobody knew how to build.
Yeah,
everybody was like thought they were cool building like this massive fortress with high walls and just peeking over them and being like, "Oh yeah, this is good. This is good."
Right.
This is how the game will be played forever.
The meta changed
so quickly.
We jumped on when we played a little bit of PUBG, which and then there was the whole thing of, well, Fortnite just copied PUBG, but now it's turned into a whole thing. It's just its own genre now. The way that those remind me, what's the genre?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been interesting.
I want to know what's the next new genre that comes out in gaming that's not like a full I don't consider VR to be like its own genre. Like that's a different platform entirely. Like what's something that you still would play with a controller or a mouse and a keyboard? That's something that nobody's ever really dreamt of.
Well, Michael, that's by asking that question, you're answering your own question.
What?
Because you're like, I want to know what it is, but you just ask, what's the one thing no one's ever dreamed of or come up with?
Or what's an idea that you have that's like?
Oh, an idea for a game that I've had. I quit fantasizing about games for
You want a business emulator?
business. No, those are out there. I seriously looked at there's a card shop. It's like a card shop game where you run a card shop and you have to. It's actually kind of a fun game. I watched a couple of streamers play it. It gets everything to the point of you have to have like air fresheners around because all the people with bad body odor coming in and
that's everybody.
Stinking up the place.
It's every person that comes in there.
Yeah. But it's there's like odor indicators and and then you're buying up packs and you can open them and hopefully get good pulls that you can then sell as individual cards but the real money's in selling the packs. But that's a thing. There's also I think it's a falafel shop game now also.
Falafel shop.
Yeah, so maybe it's shawarma. I don't recall. Middle Eastern food, but it's good. I watched a streamer play that. You used to have all these game ideas. Do you remember this? You used to write them down on pieces of paper. No, they weren't good. We were 4.
I don't think that I had. Well, I don't know if we were that young.
You certainly weren't taking copyright into account.
I'm pretty sure I was less coming up with new game ideas and more like adding characters into games that already existed.
That's right. I remember you I want to say it had to have been Donkey Kong 64. You were just coming up with character names.
New Kongs?
Yeah, new Kongs. And then you were telling me and my dad one time, and you said, "Oh, I've got this great idea for Donkey Kong 64." You had this idea for a new Kong that they could add into the game, which there's no way the game's released. That's the final copy. So there was no updates back then.
I was ahead of my time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Titty Kong was the character that you came up with.
What was the special abilities?
Oh, I've got no idea. And you didn't know what that word meant. You just you knew tiny and you knew Diddy, and so you
put
just
them together.
You just made Titty Kong. Yeah,
Titty Kong.
Yes, and I just remember my dad laughing, and we didn't get it. And then I asked him later. I was like, "Why was that so funny?" He was like, "Oh, it's nothing." Just.
I'll tell you when you're older.
You were talking about also Super Smash Brothers for the 64.
I had a lot of dreams about like every single franchise from every single thing not Nintendo, which kind of happens these days, right?
Yeah, but that's Ultimate. You got Steve.
I mean, growing up, I never would have thought that a Kingdom Hearts character would be playable in.
That's a Sony franchise, right?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, no.
And a Final Fantasy, Sony.
I would have thought Microsoft would have put Master Chief in before they would have put Steve from Minecraft. Yeah. But Steve Minecraft's such a popular
I watched
game.
A video of like most I think it was most unique players per month from for online play for games for like 2001, 2002 all the way up to current day. And on average, nothing touches Minecraft in that time span. Once Minecraft became popular, it blew everything else out of the water on a month-to-month basis.
Yeah.
And it still does.
It's and you've still never played, right?
No, I played Minecraft.
I think I recall, actually, back when it was in beta, I was like, dude, I've been playing this game called Minecraft. And I let you play it, and you're like, oh, what, blocks? That's it? The graphics are terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like the graphics. And when I have played Minecraft, really all I like to do is just mine for other people.
I don't recall you because I know the boys, like we had a server going.
Yeah, I was
for a
on
while.
mine duty. While you're up on the surface,
You were playing,
building
you weren't
things.
playing with us. You opted
Oh
out
no
of
no
that.
no! I didn't play. I didn't play when I know which one you're talking about, but there was another one that I played that I was just mining, and it was with you. It was like me, you, Frogman.
Teach.
I think Teach was on it occasionally, and I'm sure Preach was on it as well. And I think
Was this back in the 360 era?
I don't have a nickname for this person, but
What about their gamer?
actually is my nickname for him. I think he played with us. Actually,
I don't know who you're talking about.
he said actually a lot because you would say something and he'd say actually.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't remember actually?
No.
Well,
Wait, is this somebody that has a different gamer tag now that you could say their gamer tag?
I don't even remember what their gamer tag is.
Is someone that lives in Colorado?
No.
Oh, man, this must have been back in the 360 days. Back
They
when
also played some Overwatch with
limited. I'm lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He play. He's actually what he would say actually a lot, and he play a lot of soldier. And in Overwatch, and like his favorite thing to do is shoot Reinhardt's shield.
shoot Reinhardt's shield.
Yeah, you just shoot Reinhardt's shield the whole time. Like, dude, shoot other stuff.
But you know their name.
Yes.
All right. Well, you don't have to say their last name. Just say their. You
I
say
think his
their,
name's Scott. Scott, if you're hearing this, sorry,
that's
but
just,
actually, I'm not sorry.
I still don't know who we're talking about.
I'll remind you.
You'd probably have to tell me their gamer tag.
Yeah, I think I can probably find it.
Okay.
Haven't played with him in a long time, and that's all right.
Yeah.
Did you see? I know you're not in the sports. A hard subject change right here, super hard, but kind of not.
Okay.
The world of sports is not your forte, but this past week we had the MLB All-Star Game, the Home Run Derby. But I think what caught most people's attention on a wider scale was the ESPY Awards. Do you know anything about the ESPY Awards?
No, break it down for me and the listeners that don't.
So the ESPY Awards is what ESPN puts on every year, where they give out sports awards to people and the fans vote on them. It's like best male athlete, best female athlete, best team. They get more specific with the categories as it goes down from there. Best coach, stuff like that across all sports.
Okay.
It's kind of a farce of a thing because like the fans vote on it, so you get like ridiculous outcomes, like an American winning best soccer player of the year, which is like I'm just sitting here like as a soccer nerd, I'm sitting here blowing my mind like there's 50 players in the world better than the guy that won it.
Is ESPN, are they specific to America?
ESPN airs in other countries, but it started as an American
Okay.
broadcasting company.
Would you say that most of
is
their
owned by
viewers,
Disney?
most of their viewers are?
Oh yeah, I mean,
American.
if you go to the United Kingdom, they're watching ITV Sport, they're watching different things. But ESPN, has its place around the world, but it's definitely dominated by the U.S. But the reason the ESPYs caught so much attention this week was they have a host every year, right?
Okay.
Some years it's a pretty watered down host, like a former athlete that's just reading a script of jokes other people wrote. But this year it was Shane Gillis. And he's a big sports guy. He's big into sports, but he came out with a flamethrower of a monologue that's got a lot of people mad. He had some jokes on there that he didn't hold back on.
Really?
Yeah, he went after the WNBA real hard. He went after Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. He went after, nobody was safe. Nobody was safe.
Okay.
One of my favorite things that he did was, a lot of things that a lot of hosts do is they say such and such is here, and say something they did this year, or they make a joke about them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know how they do. Like they do that at every awards things, Golden Globes,
Sure.
all that. Say, oh, such and such is here, nice to see him. Well, Shane Gillis says, oh, 4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. I might have said the wrong name, but 4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks, and they show a shot in the crowd of this woman just sitting there, and she's just laughing and waving at the camera. And he goes, I actually, that woman has never played in the WNBA. I knew none of y'all knew WNBA players.
Well, that's slam.
That's just my buddy's wife. And then it cut back to him, and they're both just like laughing so hard. And then he's like, I can't believe y'all clapped for that.
What a slam. That's actually. So do you think that they're following the Ricky Gervais hosting the GOAT?
I mean, it definitely felt like that somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, I guess, trying to get a bigger audience, more eyes on it, so you get more sponsors.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
It was man. Most years the ESPYs are, as a sports fan, I think they're kind of a joke, but that brought some life back into it. I don't know how Disney and ESPN are going to react. I don't know whether their shareholders are going to be happy with the extra eyeballs or upset with the lack of political correctness. But either way, I mean, what's the old saying? Any PR is good PR.
Yeah.
They got some press. They definitely got some press this week for the ESPYs.
So,
we should go by that mantra. Any PR is good PR.
I mean, we probably will. I'd like to think that we're not going to say anything too controversial.
Like, what's the best way to go viral in this day and age?
Probably TikTok Shorts.
Yeah, but not like the platform. Like,
probably,
what's the content that's going to make like?
Oh, you have to be funnier than us.
Oh crap! Wait, but there was the girl from Nashville who
acting like you don't know the Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah, well, I was leading it in. I was trying to.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Most people don't know her anything other than 2 syllables, but she's a person. She's not just Hawk Tua. She's Haley Welch is her name.
That's correct.
And
I think a lot of people know she's got a what was seemingly going to be a successful podcast, and then she scammed everybody with her crypto thing, which I personally think, knowing people from the South, I think she didn't know anything about what she was doing, and somebody just said, "Hey, we're going to do this for your community," and it sounded like a good idea, and she also got scammed. That's kind of my take.
She went into the limelight how she went out of it, not knowing what the crap was going on.
Yeah, well, she got her.
And she was just drunk on the street in Nashville and answering a question, and blew her up like that. And then she was probably drunk on the street in Nashville when she met some crypto entrepreneur that told her he had a really good business idea.
What's unfortunate is I think they kind of convinced her to act like she knew what was going on and to just like try to play it cool. But I mean, Michael, if we went out and tried to talk to crypto to anybody that's walking past on the streets out here,
they said, "What'd you call me?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'd immediately get insulted by us talking to them and bringing up anything crypto, and then
I'm not crypto. I'm blood toe. Do I have to bleep that?
No.
Or do I bleep it because it's insensitive, or do I bleep it because it was just that bad of a joke?
Oh, we don't bleep bad jokes. We just learn from them.
I got a lot of learning to do.
And there'll be somebody out there that appreciates puns. Preach.
Yeah, he probably didn't even appreciate that one. If he ever hears it, he'd probably just be like, "You should have said this instead."
That's true. Yeah. Now, anytime I'm trying to come up with something that's a little bit, like if I'm trying to come up with a name for something, like name of a product or a name of something, I'll go to him.
I appreciate a good pun, but preach is the definition of oversaturation.
Yeah.
Like, he's got good ones, but he gets lost in the muddle of constantly being berated with more.
Oh, his brain is wired for puns. And there are people out there like that. They're few and far between. But if you're not somebody if you're like me and you're somebody that doesn't appreciate puns at all, you do everything you can to just get them to shut up.
Oftentimes, which just hypes him up and makes him more excited.
Trying to change the topic, and of course, used to I might have been able to overpower the guy, but nowadays I think he has built. He's gotten really active in the gym. Dude's kind of massive now.
He stores all of his puns in his back.
Well, no, I think he's done it in an effort to be more intimidating, so you don't tell him to shut up when he's got puns because of all the puns. I think he just wants to be able to back up his puns with intimidation.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, you know how we are when we're around. Like we're not. It's not intimidation for us because it's just like we'll just pull like a teach and just give him the old horse eats corn.
Right.
And then intimidation gone.
Well, that's because we know him. We know he's the kind of person who would never hurt a fly. But you just meet him and he's just laying all these puns on you.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, and he's a big guy. He's 6'3".
He's like, "What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
You going to stop me from saying my puns?"
But he gives that impression without saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a we call him Preach because I guess we could have come up with something like something pun related. If he was here, he could have come up with something that would have combined the two. But maybe
We can call him Feel the Burn.
Oh, that might be because
you don't have to say it.
Yeah, but it's because I'm assuming you mean because his puns just like they're like a consistent ember of flames underneath you.
Makes me have bad feelings.
That's right. Well,
but also good feelings because then like I can sense, even though I don't want to hear the puns nonstop. He loves saying the puns so much that it makes him happy, and therefore I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I like that he's happy because he says the puns, but then he'll do that little chuckle and say, "Hey, hey, hey."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now it seems like recently he's less pun heavy and more soundboard heavy.
Oh, see, and that just plays into the pun humor because he likes the kind of humor that just gets under your nerves. I can't believe somebody gave him a soundboard.
He's got that thing decked out too. He's got so many different meme sound bites on there.
I
would offer to have him play it on our podcast, but you want to talk about like instant cancellation? Like we wouldn't even. Like we would just our whole platform would just evaporate. Like it would just spontaneously disappear, combust, poof into thin air.
That's the magic of post.
Oh yeah, we'd have to delete everything.
Yeah.
Like his whole segment, he's on here just listen to my soundboard, and then it just cuts, and then all right, we're back. What are we talking about now?
Right.
Like 20 minutes of him just hitting buttons would be completely gone.
So, I try to keep up with the boys. I don't get to jump on Discord as much anymore, play as much video games with everybody, but I try to call people from time to time. I like that when I call Preach, it's a phone call, and you can't hook up the soundboard to it. And we actually have.
Don't tell him that because then he'll investigate a way to figure out how to.
Oh yeah, but he's not gonna have it at the ready, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him. I call him up randomly.
Make sure he's on the road or something.
If I'm doing a long drive back from here, yeah, that's a good point. He might be like, "Oh, hold on, give me a second." And he's got like a dock set up where he just set his phone on it.
Of course, you have the ability. He knows he could just hang up, so he has no ability to actually keep you there.
That's true too.
And it's not like he can keep you like in an Xbox party, Discord or whatever, but like you're there with other people too. That's when he gets you because it's like you don't want to leave the group. So he makes the whole group hear it at once.
Yep.
It's really genius. It's genius.
It's a level of, dude's a really good guy. Like he's a really nice person. He's got a really big heart, but I'm just glad he's playing for the good guys because dude's mind goes into places of torture that.
Oh, you're talking about the Minecraft server. He played some dastardly pranks on you guys that I wasn't a part of because I wasn't in the Minecraft server. But he was always messing with y'all in ways that you wouldn't really even think of at first. I
trying to recall, but I I do think I remember some.
Something about he put a bunch of riddles around for you to find some items that he hid.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a community chest
Yeah.
of. Yeah, we had a community chest full of all of our good stuff that we were all working together to have a storage house. Everybody does this, right? When you're playing Minecraft, everybody, you try to organize all your stuff. He took all of the good loot that we had, all of our diamonds, all of our gold, all of all the stuff that you need for Minecraft in order to progress. And he hid it somewhere, and then he made a bunch of signs from what did he say? He was the something goblin. I don't know. He's like, oh, the fun goblin has come and taken all of your stuff. Here's the riddle for the first clue, and then you'd figure out the riddle, and then you'd go to the next place.
Like, when did he even do this? Did he just get on the server in the middle of the night and do it all, or?
I'm assuming, yeah, just leave the server up and running overnight. And then it's also pretty standard nowadays for folks to have a village for you to be able to go and get craftables. I'm sorry, not craftable, like enchantable items. So you want to go get a book that's got mending or unbreaking 3 or something along those lines, right? So you can enchant your armor or your weapons so that they're stronger. My guy created a dome and put them all in the dome and locked it in, and then he created kind of like a middle area, kind of like a chapel. In the middle of the chapel was a book, and he wrote, I think it was like a 40-page book on the history of why they're there, and he wrote well, what's you might know this better. What's a word for like a history of a people? That would be almost like a
not like an almanac, but
yeah, something along those lines. But he wrote up this entire history of the people on. And like he came up with like this entire religion on like all these villagers are happy to be here. Like we have to be happy. If we're not happy, then preach, preach can read our thoughts, and we better do as we're told. We have assigned jobs, so we better do these jobs, or else.
He just did all this in his free time, too.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Like, could be mining, could be doing something productive, but no.
That was productive to him.
Yeah. I guess all for the lulz or some other level of evil that's inside. But again.
What's the scale that, like, I guess is it the D&D scale where it's like neutral, lawful, or chaotic, and then good, neutral, bad?
Yeah.
So he's definitely chaotic.
Yeah.
Chaotic good. He's not chaotic evil, but would you say chaotic good or chaotic neutral?
Neutral.
Yeah.
I wish that there was different variations, like that you could throw something. Because I feel like he falls somewhere between neutral and evil. But he's got some interesting. He's a very interesting individual, and I don't know. Depending on how this all goes, Michael and I being we'll call it the main characters. We might have some recurring characters pop on from time to time.
We always used to joke, but also kind of seriously throw it out there as a what if let's do a podcast, and we're doing one now, and eventually we might have the people on that said they'd be on it too down the road. He can defend himself in his puns. Preach.
Oh, there's no defending it. He's just going to. He's going to.
But he could win some listeners over. They're like, oh yeah, those are great.
Oh, there are people on the internet that appreciate that kind of humor, and there are also people on the internet that would appreciate me sighing and having my entire conversation derailed by his puns and me not being able to continue speaking because I'm so it like hurts my brain when I listen to them. Oh, I think it'd be fun to bring on Frogman or Teach.
Yeah, Frogman's just not going to say anything. He's the laugh track.
Yeah, he does have he's that guy in the background that has the contagious laughter, so that the audience knows when to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I really would love is a rant from Teach on the state of public education. You want to talk about content?
Oh, listen, I'm by no means, and not that there's anything wrong, but I'm not a homosexual. All right, I want to point that out. But
that's so most.
I'm going somewhere with it. I'm going somewhere with it.
Okay.
When Teach gets to ranting, the passion, the fire, it's kind of hot.
That's how I felt watching Tin Man this past weekend. Yeah. You feel the same way about Teach?
But there are environments where it's okay to kind of feel that about another man. I feel like public theater.
That's where it's most appropriate.
Why is that most appropriate?
It's where it's widely accepted.
Okay. I guess I'm thinking in terms of being a straight man.
Oh.
Well,
I wasn't thinking in those terms.
Here in Alabama, yeah, you don't go around really announcing that stuff.
But look, if you already have a wife and a kid on the way, then you get more freedom to just do and say those type of things.
If we go out and ask somebody,
and nobody can claim that she's a beard because I can't even grow one.
So if we were to go out and ask anybody here locally, if that they'd be like, that is the best way to cover it up.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't have. She's not a beard.
I'm not familiar. Oh, is that what that term means? Okay. Oh, she's not a beard. Got it.
I couldn't even grow one if I wanted to.
That's true. You have struggled in the facial hair aspect.
I got our family always claimed that we were, part Native American.
I don't think that's true. I did a little bit of digging into that after my sister got the little DNA test going.
Yeah.
And it seems that was a very popular thing for people to say about 80 years ago.
So you don't want to be on the bad side of history.
So you know how, well, I think it's actually less about that.
We didn't do it. We got some of us in it.
You know how people, they do the virtue signaling thing?
Yeah.
That evidently was how they used to virtue signal, was I'm part Native American. And without actually any sort of credibility to that. They didn't know DNA tests were going to come around. But both Michael and I, we thought that we were Native American growing up, that we were a part of it. And come to find out, my sister got her DNA test. Unless there's another factor thrown into that DNA test that we're not that we don't know anything of, or like know anything about, is that we do not have any sort of Native American in us.
But can you really trust those DNA tests anyway?
I think the results are probably pretty accurate. I don't trust what they do with the data. That's why I haven't done one.
That's what we should, on the next episode, we should do live DNA test results.
It would take us until this episode comes out before we get the results.
We could just forge them.
Well, Michael, I don't know if I want to get into your DNA stuff.
Oh, no.
No, that was...
Look, it's fine. It's fine.
That's another teaser back if you go back to episode 0.
What, did we talk about that in episode 0?
No, we didn't talk about it in episode 0.
We can talk about it.
I had something that
I get it so much.
Hold on. No, we're not talking about it, because this is one of those things that I want to have the camera on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think you may.
Good. It gives me more time for my shame to mount up.
Yeah, long-time listeners, if you go, you may recall back in episode 0, me teasing something that I wanted to talk about on camera. That was that'll be that.
I thought you were teasing about something that had to do with Xbox.
No.
Oh.
No. This is what I wanted to save.
Oh, okay.
And I told everybody.
Well, I'm well prepared for it because I've gotten it many times throughout my life. It never necessarily gets easier to explain, but
we're talking too much about it. Let's move on. Let's talk about something else.
We need to wrap this up because it's about an hour in, and I know a lot of our listeners are they've already been scrolling TikTok for the last 59 minutes and 40 seconds.
Well, you've never been listening to a podcast and be like, dang, I got to wait a whole another week before the next one comes out, and folks,
I listen to a podcast and I'm like, dadgummit, my legs have fallen asleep because I've been on the toilet too long.
Yeah, we can also talk about your IBS probably on another episode too.
I don't have any sort of medical declaration of that.
Oh, it's because I don't think you've ever talked to a doctor about it. You just think it's normal. My goodness, my cousin has if they were tracking like a good chunk, probably a fifth of his life is spent in the bathroom.
I'm pretty sure that if the government wanted to, they could just like capture me and then ship me off to foreign lands and use me as a bioweapon.
A bioweapon.
I couldn't remember if I was going to say a biohazardous or biochemical, but I just went with bio.
Okay.
It probably covers both. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's probably good. We could probably wrap it up. So, episode
2. This is episode 2.
Did I say episode 3 at the beginning?
I don't know.
I think I did say episode.
We screwed ourselves by making the first episode 0.
You're not. Yeah, you're right. I said episode 3.
Well, it's fine. If you did,
we're clarifying.
This is episode 2. Episode 3 will be next time, where you'll probably say it's episode 4.
Yeah, maybe we'll go back and insert something in the beginning. Be like, hey, this is.
Just have a dub over where it's like you say it's episode 0, and then it's just me yelling 1.
Yeah, that could work. But all right, well, hey, thank you guys for listening to
CuzWords.
Yeah, Michael and I rant a little bit more. I was hoping for more of an argument over the pizza thing, but he seems to just be in a little bit of that post pizza.
Well, there wasn't an argument. I mean, I agree with you that stuffed crust is better.
No. All right. Well,
we got to come up with I don't know. Maybe there's a topping we disagree on or something. But I mean, there was no argument there. Here, I'll give you one. You can stew on this for the next week, and then you can bring to me like a PowerPoint of all the reasons why I'm wrong for next week. I think that Little Caesars pretzel stuffed crust is better than Domino's stuffed crust.
Well, I've never tried it, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, well, it's good. But you got to really like salty stuff because it's super salty.
Well, it's pretzel.
Yeah, it's really good. Try some, and then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
I'm still doing my Waffle House diet thing.
You can take Little Caesars into Waffle House.
Now, what we need to do is first episode, we need a first episode on camera tier list.
Oh, and taste testing on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
That'll be a long episode.
But okay, well, maybe it's not even a part of the podcast. Maybe it's just a separate.
It's on separate thing.
Yeah.
We have to get bigger before we can start having new shows. Like it's going to be, we have to have like a whole committee, a crew that's sitting here helping us produce things. Because right now we gotta.
Who needs a crew?
Well, we got to produce this.
Yeah.
And then we also got to produce another show and then another show. It'll mount up on us.
Well, we gotta actually release something first.
Yeah, we need a little editor.
A little editor?
Yeah. Or a big editor.
I'm fine with a normal sized editor, to be honest. Like I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt. I mean, and we don't discriminate, right? We'll hire the diverse.
No, you have to be little.
Of employees. Okay, we're getting a little. We were wrapping up here, weren't we?
I'm bad about wrapping up. It's like when.
No, you're absolutely the worst. Well, I'll be walking away. I'll have one foot out the door, and he'll just be like, "Oh, here's something that I know that's it's gonna be controversial to you, and you're gonna have to feel like you have to defend yourself." And then I'm like back in, and I'm like up in his face on it. And he is absolutely good about that. And here we are again, adding an extra 3 minutes.
Yeah, we could stay here all day. I could just keep coming up with more.
It was your idea to wrap it up.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't you have a wife or something?
Somewhere.
She's off doing something?
She's off frolicking through a field of daisies.
She's pregnant, dude.
That's what you can do that when you're pregnant.
It's probably not a good idea. Her feet probably hurt.
That's why you frolic. Don't stomp. Frolic.
Stomping daisies sounds more fun.
Sounds like a good band name.
Stomping daisies?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Like they would headline for Smashing Pumpkins.
All right, guys. That's it. Thank you.